There it is.
There it is.
We
On the
here,
record.
man. We back.
We back.
Back again.
Back after how many weeks?
Well, look,
Uh,
as they say in the media business, we want a little hiatus.
yes.
Yeah. And I came back busting blanks.
Yeah, man. Boy.
A lot has changed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has
Man.
changed.
You a wild
But
dude for that one.
good to be back, man. Good to be back.
It's good to be back. Good to be back. I'm wearing this nice, beautiful
Yeah. I see you, K, man.
Hey.
Happy New Year anyway.
2023.
Big ups to the Michigan Wolverines, man. They
I was rooting for him anyway. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I secretly I was too. I just didn't want Kennedy to know that.
Oh, of course. You hater.
Look, as America, as you can see, out of spite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my
So,
thing.
I mean, that's why I didn't believe. Remember last year, this time, they were talking about Harbaugh going to the Broncos. They're like, he ain't going to the Broncos. All them dudes was coming back. This is his best chance to win the title. And Georgia was kind of weak. I still wish we'd have played Georgia because I really wanted Georgia. I didn't want Alabama. But to get the gratification of beating Nick Saban and retiring him.
That's what I was getting ready to go to, K, man, because you said Michigan broke Nick Saban in Alabama. I said they broke him. Man.
That's just me talking trash. You don't break a dude who got 7 championships, 6 at Alabama, 1 at LSU. No. I think what they said was everybody knew that this was his last time. That's why he said he's going to remember this team the most, and because what they went through. And so and I honestly think he got over him winning. Just he had so much talent. The defense scheme was great, but he just had so much talent. But then some of that talent started going other way. A lot of them went to Georgia.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion, man. Is watching college football, the pandemic shifted a lot of that stuff, man. Because before, the SEC was dominating. Like in the past 2 years, the SEC hasn't been that dominant. It's because of the pandemic. I think, and a lot of kids wanted to stay closer to home, and also what's been big now is the transfer portal.
Yes, so, a lot of kids don't want to. I mean, let's be for real. Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, they be double dipping. They be Texas. I mean, Texas got 2 like high school All-American at quarterback. Now, one of them happens to be, the son of a rich kid and the grandson of a rich kid. But a lot of kids, they want their spot, and so the transfer portal helps them. So
Yeah. So let me ask you this is kind of off script. So you as a Michigan fan, Kennedy, what is your take on JJ McCarthy as an NFL prospect?
JJ as an NFL prospect, JJ is. People think he's a game manager. No, he's not. He's a gunslinger. He really wants to. He really wants to sling it. I mean, if you look at a lot of his throws, like crossbody throws, throw it in the air throws. So I don't know. You're going to have to get someone to rein him in. Like Harbaugh reined him in, but he also pumped him up. But the offense was very, very, very old school, pretty much Bo Schembechler. Not the scheme was newer, but it was like, we're gonna push it. We're gonna push it. We're gonna man you up. So now you're gonna get somebody. JJ got to control himself. So
because like and K-Man, I agree with you, K-Man. He's a gunslinger. You know who he reminds me of? Manziel and Baker Mayfield. The way they like to run around and sling the football.
Yeah. But he don't have a chip like them.
And I don't necessarily think he has Baker's accuracy. That's one thing Baker's always had. And I don't he's not an inaccurate quarterback by any means, but he's been dropping dimes since college.
My problem with Baker is always Baker has that super chip on his shoulder because he was a walk-on at Texas Tech, and then he just got, and it's like when he hurt his shoulder, he threw an interception. He threw a bad ball, but then you just make it worse by trying to make a tackle, and then you have a labrum tear, and then it hurts you the whole year.
Yeah.
So that's my issue. But here's the thing about, I feel sorry. Like, you're starting to see wide receivers in the NFL that play for Michigan. that you like, where these dudes like Nico Collins and Donovan Peoples-Jones. And my only issue with them is they didn't have JJ. They had some, and that hurt their draft stock.
Right.
Along those lines, we're going to get started. I got a question, both of y'all. We were talking about how we never really discussed how you all feel about, number one, the NIL stuff. Number two, players opting out of college bowls.
As far as the NIL goes, I'm all for it. Pay these kids. They, they're going out and they're literally putting their bodies and their lives on the line each time they step out on the field for a university that's making millions of dollars off of them each week. So yeah, NIL, all for it. Pay these kids. Give them every opportunity, every endorsement, every sponsor. Give them their bread. Give them the bag. As far as the other thing,
opting out.
Yeah, it kind of goes. It almost kind of goes hand in hand because you have a kid who maybe he has a Nike endorsement or Adidas endorsement or something like that. The only way he can protect this endorsement is if he jumps straight to the NFL and mitigates the risk of a career-ending injury in a meaningless bowl game. Now, I will say this. There are levels to bowl games, okay? So if Drake May wants to opt out of the Duke's Mayo Bowl, I don't have a problem with that. I don't. But on the flip side of that, if you're competing in either the Fiesta Bowl or the Rose Bowl or
any of the New York Six.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I need you to play. I need you to play.
I wholeheartedly agree. Harbaugh has been saying that the kids need to be in some kind of profit sharing, and it all goes back to money because before they can opt out, back in the day, they had to like take insurance claims out, just in case. And so maybe if they had profit sharing, they would play. And so it goes with the pain. If you pay the player, I don't care what Kirby has to say. I don't care I don't care what Dabo has to say. If you pay the kids, they're going to play in the games.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And then look, that's a good segue into our first topic. NFL Wildcard has just passed. Do you think a lot of these young kids, K-Man, thinking about what you all just said, say, hey, look, I'm going to play this New Year's Six Bowl, possibly getting me more money going to a team that's possibly in the wild card in the playoff in the NFL next season, I can get more money. Or like you said, play one of these opt out one of these meaningless games, then that's less visibility for them.
Well, it go back to the profit sharing. These New York Six games, I think it's like $12 million the winner gets, and they share with the conference. Well, then if the kids got a piece of that, if the kids got like 30% of it.
Yeah,
both kids got 30% of it, of $13 million. I think the kids will play.
Yeah, and I think that's being extremely generous. I think 30% is more than generous.
Yes,
if you give them 20%, because the NCAA 30%, but 15-20%, I think they go. I think they play.
Ooh, boy.
That's what the 20% is. What, $2.6 million
roughly
divvied up between, say, the kids who actually play in the game.
That's life changing.
Yeah. What's
life changing?
And if you're like a freshman, like take his daddy had money, but take like Marvin Harrison, who played 1, 2, 3 seasons, and he was always in the New York Six game. He was getting a piece of that. But if or the wide receiver from Washington.
Oh, no, you're talking about
a Dunze or
Dunze.
or Buka. You know, you just think about you think about that. Like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, good points. Good points. So look, man, this wild card, man. We lived up to our name. We know nothing about sports because the picks we had, man. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, I won't. There were. Let's see. There were
some
probably
of my picks were
hater picks. there were two games. There were two games that just that shock everything out of me. One was the Browns and the Texans game. I did not expect that game to go like that. I thought the Browns would win a close, actually low-scoring game.
Yes.
Because of their defense. And of course, you know, the other one, y'all know what the other game was. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, I pretty much
I'll let you go. I'll let you go ahead before I talk about that.
But I mean, yeah, the Browns one shocked me. I wasn't shocked that Houston won. I was shocked the way they won. But then again, did we really trust what Joe Flacco was doing? Like, did we really trust it? Like, come on. Like, did we really trust it though?
The league wanted it so bad. They wanted that Cinderella story so bad.
Hey, because the fan base is passionate and spread out. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But that defense don't travel.
That's the Browns' legacy. If you watch football a long time like I have, the Browns have always had a Cinderella quarterback that had did something and took them into the playoffs.
Tim Couch.
And they had a lot of injuries on them. I mean, they lost, you know, quite frankly, probably like top 3 running back in the NFL. They lost their starting quarterback, even though he wasn't playing that well.
Yeah, he did them a favor.
I mean, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, I give the coaching job. I mean, what's name did a great job.
He coached them up.
Yeah.
But I thought when your boy got put out for the season, you know, Mr. Spy himself got put out for the season. I was like, oh man, it's done. But
belly up, Billy.
Cleveland defense.
This dude.
Yo, B.
He's trying to egg me on. I know he wants to. He just wants me to hold on tight and don't let go.
B had me laughing during that game, man. Talking about the Spies in Houston better look out. So I'm like, what?
Hey,
I'm home.
Woo!
I'm home, and I'm up about 200 mil. I want to do.
Yeah, fully guaranteed.
Right.
Fully guaranteed.
That was a dumb contract, but yeah, man. That was the game that surprised me was the way, like you said, Kim, man, the way Houston won that game. Man, they had Cleveland's defense didn't know which way to run. And I'm like, man, CJ Stroud was dropping dimes. I'm like, what in the heck?
Yeah.
Man.
Because everything else kind of, as far as the weekend games, kind of fell in place, except that one game that we were talking about.
That one game, man.
I mean, we might as well get into it.
Get into it, B.
This you know, all year I listened to various Cowboys fans just, you know, repeat how, you know, yeah, I know we've been good in the regular season before, but something about this one feels different. It feels different. You know, Dak is looking elite now. The defense is turning the ball over now. Something about this feels different. Jerry inducted Jimmy Johnson into the Ring of Honor. Now, y'all,
the curse is over.
Yeah. Y'all can't tell me the curse ain't over now. We on our way, bro. We on our way. Wrong. It wasn't so much that the Cowboys lost. It's how they lost. And how they lost in and of itself isn't all that entirely new. Only the extent of the beatdown that was laid, upon Dallas. There was no excuse for that team to look as underprepared and not ready to play as that team that showed up on Sunday at 4:30. I had never seen anything like it before in my life. Went down 7-0. I was like, okay, wow, they off to a fast start. All right, Dak, let's get it. Let's get out here. Been elite all season. Got a 1,700-yard receiver out there. Let's get it. 3 and out. 14-0. All right, y'all. This is it. We built to make comebacks. Number 1 offense in the league. We built for this. Wrong. 20-0. 27-0.
That's what got me.
27-6 halftime. I say all that to say this. They've stomped on this heart for the last time. It's over. I'm done. Yesterday.
I don't see that star on the wall.
Yeah.
It's a blank canvas.
Yeah. The only thing that remains is a spot where it took the paint off the wall. That in and of itself was a sign for me. That was a sign. Oh, you gonna take the paint off my? Okay. All right.
It's taking parting gifts.
Yeah. But yeah, and then last night was it just I was already gone. I was done. Mm-hmm. Y'all thought I was playing Sunday? No.
I just thought you were
mad.
Look, I just thought you were mad. I just thought you were mad. You were cool off. You go, all right, woosah.
Hey, look, K-Man. I knew he was serious the next day when he sent that little meme from Twitter with the guy diving across. Oh man.
Yeah.
I said, okay, he's serious.
But the cherry on top, the icing on the cake was last night when and I told y'all, I told y'all when Kennedy texted us and asked, did we think the NFC East would have 3 job openings at head coach? And I said no. Last night it comes across that Jerry is bringing Mike McCarthy back. And all I could do was just get in a good belly laugh at that point. Because I mean, it just it's sealed everything for me.
Look, B, my question before the departure. That's what I'm gonna call it, the departure.
Mm-hmm.
Before that,
I said the big reveal.
Look, my question was gonna be to B. They interviewed Dak, and Dak was like, "Yeah, let's run it back." I'm like, "Let's run it back." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, didn't you see how y'all performed?" And
regarding Dak, wonderful person, super human being, but at what point, and believe it or not, I think it was Stephen A that alluded to this. Because I went.
Oh, you out here watching the 4-letter? What's going on?
No. I was on YouTube, right?
Oh,
and
okay.
it came up. It came across because
that's why I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, and so he alluded to the thing where when is it gonna stop? When are we gonna stop giving him a pass just because he's a good person? But he gets into the playoffs and he's this elite dude for 18 weeks. He gets into the playoffs every time during headlights. Half of it is his coach's fault, his OC, but half of it is on him. Because I guarantee you, this past Sunday, last year at San Fran, the year before with San Fran, there was nothing they did on defense that you wouldn't have been able to see had you sat down and studied film. Yeah. So it speaks to his work ethic. But yeah, man,
really,
I think it does.
Sometimes you just don't got it.
What?
how is it that it can be that big of a discrepancy 1 week to the next?
Because there's a difference between the regular season and the playoffs. It get ratcheted up.
Good point.
That temperature gets like super high. I mean, it goes back to what's the if you watch the movie Draft Day, the part where they talk about how when Montana was making that drive, and before he makes the drive, he sees John Candy, like, hey, it's John Candy. And that level of calmness that he had, and it's just like some people don't have it when the pressure's on like that.
But K-Man, I understand what you're saying about the playoffs. That's true. That's fact. My question to y'all is, if you're a quarterback of a team that for the past 3-4 years won 12 games, shouldn't you expect better in the playoffs?
No, because it's just that thing. Like, let's be for real. Remember Steve Young up until '94, he didn't have the greatest playoffs either. But then it took a team to be so loaded, and we all remember to get the monkey off my back. It's something about it. It's just something about it. But I can't blame him because that defense looked like doo-doo.
Well, yeah, the defense.
And that's the other thing. There's not enough there are not enough words going around concerning Dan Quinn. And how he really didn't, and y'all gonna hear a little bit about this in a little bit, but he really didn't he didn't instill any identity whatsoever into their defense. It was based on two things: sacks and turnovers. Well, guess what? Teams caught on to that. Teams started doubling and tripling Micah. They started rolling protection to wherever the side he's on, and dared the other guys to beat them. Now,
this way, go ahead.
Against the lesser teams of the league, yeah, that you can get away with that. But these smart OCs out here,
yes,
no,
and
sir.
To that point, I forgot what show I was watching, but they broke it down. I think I don't know if Pat McAfee went up, but somebody broke it down. They were saying that Matt LaFleur and them watched the Cowboys' defensive scheme. And what they did, they set up what they call dummy routes. They'll make like the receivers going this way, and you can see the defense just flow like that. Then the receiver breaks that joint right back across, and nobody's in the vicinity, wide open.
And the thing is tendencies, right? And so we came out so predictable, and it's year after year after year.
Yep,
nothing changes. They take what they accomplished in the regular season. They take all the success from the regular season against all of these bad teams. Hey, let's take it to the wild card round, bruh. Do you understand whose tree this guy came off of that's standing across the sideline from you? Do you get who he learned up under and who he learned from? No. Mike Shanahan built a career off of exposing other teams' tendencies and predictability.
Yeah.
I remember this in the 1994, the America's game for the 49ers, because Mike Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. They said the night before, Steve Young was talking, the night before, him and Mike Shanahan were going over the plays. And he was just saying, all right, what are you going to do here? What are you going to do here? And he kept doing, and Mike closed the book and said, we're going to murder them. Because he was just like, Steve had everything so down, like, oh yeah, we're going to murder them. And of course they did. It 49-15 or something like that, something score was.
Yeah. And look, B to that point, the guy, the Daniels broke it down, and the main person they kept focusing on was your boy Bland, because he had all them picks in the regular season, and every time, because they anticipated him jumping the route, so anytime they would bring their receiver, Bland would come running up, and the receiver see Bland running up, break it off,
just like Diggs.
Diggs. That's the problem. That's who he learned from. He learned all of that from Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah,
he learned all of that from Trayvon Diggs.
So, all right. Well, so before we make the reveal, Sean, do you have something to say about the 2023 Cowboys? Because I have something to say.
Well, my main thing, man. Actually, I watch all the 4-letter and 3-letter networks, man, during the day when I'm, So my thing was,
you see how easily he openly admits that.
I know.
look, my thing was,
You know, there's an app called BetterHelp. If you just want it.
Look,
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you, Mike.
I was eager to wake up to see Stephen A's response. Then I was eager also to see what the playmaker Michael Irvin had to say, because that Friday before the game, he was like, "You B, the curse is over. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that."
I wasn't like that. I wasn't like. No, I told you I heard fans saying that all season.
But I'm gonna tell you, I was disappointed. That's why I brought up that one fact. You have a quarterback that's won 12 games 3 or 4 seasons in a row, and every year in the playoff.
You mean a team that's won 12 games? The quarterback doesn't win anything.
Sean, tread lightly, bro. Tread lightly.
That's why I said.
Get me hot.
Don't poke the bear.
And look, and to that point, and it's the team, but I was so disappointed by how the way the Cowboys lost, like B was saying. The defense looked totally inept. And I was like, and all these receivers like wide open. There wasn't a Cowboy within, looked like 15 or 20 yards of these receivers. And I'm like, are these like blown coverage or something?
The touchdown to the tight end. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, what?
And see, like here's the worst thing about it for me, as far as the defense. Dan Quinn had them running stuff that they had not ran all season long. He had them in basically two cover 3, two deep zone. We played man the most out of any team the whole season. The most out of any team. And it's almost like Matt LaFleur predicted that was going to happen. Like, he's going to try to flip the script on us.
B, you know what that tells me? They were worried about Jordan Love. If they start playing zone, they were worried about Jordan Love and the receivers running them routes.
I want to say, didn't Matt LaFleur work for didn't he work for Dan Quinn when for
the Falcons?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
he knows
his defense.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but that's got to feel good for LaFleur to beat McCarthy, though, man.
Yeah.
Both of them being on Green Bay. How many years are they at Green Bay on the same team?
They weren't never.
No.
They fired McCarthy. They fired McCarthy to hire LaFleur.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So let me get my.
Go ahead.
So it's from the start of the first game of the season. I was never impressed by the Cowboys, because remember that first game, it was the Giants, and the Giants were just shooting themselves in the foot. And I was just never impressed by the Cowboys. And I think someone early in the season said something about somebody on the defense said, like, we the best defense, or are we gonna be up there with the 2000 Ravens?
That was Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
And that's
let me get to him.
Yeah.
So the 2000 Ravens, as they all said, like they said that we didn't know that we were going to be that until after the season. You don't talk about that during the season. It's after the season. The no-fly zone, the 02 Buccaneers, the 85 Bears. It's after the season, and you go like, we really crushed. Not the first game. So my whole thing was always they saw. When they played Buffalo, when you asked me why I picked Buffalo, Sean, he's like, why did you make that show? I was like, I'll get to it. They're soft. They're a soft team on both sides of the ball. It's not the player soft. It's the coaching that's soft. The team is talented. They got talent all around, but the mentality of that team is soft from the front office to the head coach to the defensive coordinator. So that's why this whole thing, like, I can't wait till we get home. You know, we play better at home, or will we play up when we leave? And just like, how do you win championships? Like, you win. Like, Dan Quill, he still got PTSD from 28-3.
Definitely.
I honestly believe this.
Definitely.
And for them to run it back, they're running it back mainly because if you think about it, okay, Philly's not going to be what they were. The Giants ain't going to be. So they probably will win a division. But at the end of the day, they're still going to lose.
It's not going to matter.
I mean, I never liked Pollard is a number 2. He's always been. It's a thunder and lightning thing, but you need the thunder part. He's lightning.
Yeah.
This thing's about Michael Parsons. Like, he ain't who y'all think he is. He ain't LT. Let's talk. You talked about a good. Dak's a good dude. He's a great dude. LT wasn't a good dude
at all.
He was not a good dude. He's not a good dude at all. But when he played on that field, he was that problem. He was that problem. Reggie, Michael Parsons isn't, and this is why I say he only got a couple moves, because it goes back to coaching. Because I would like to see what he looks like in coaching, because he had James Franklin and now he has this. Well, if he had some real coaching, I would really like to see what he looks like.
Right.
A lot of this stuff he's doing off of just instinct. If he gets like real coaching, yeah, he could be a problem. But right now, he ain't a problem. He's just overrated. He's a good player, and that's fine. He's just not great. My issue, but all this comes down to there was never a curse. The Boston Celtics and the Chicago Cubs, they had curses. It's incompetence. It's just, look, ever since Parcells left, and Jerry said it himself, I want my team back. And he's just been putting in dudes who are his puppets, from Garrett to love Wade, but Wade, and now to this dude. And it's just that he doesn't. Everybody kept talking about, I like finally that the media knows what's going on, because when they were bringing up Belichick and they were bringing up Harbaugh, they was like, I don't see it happening, because those dudes want full control.
Yeah.
They don't want they don't want an owner having his own media scrum in front of what's name. They don't want that. And Jerry wants to win it his own way. I'm still remember, I don't know, it was 1996, so I was 16 when they won the Super Bowl, and Barry Switzer had the trophy in his hand, and Jerry yanked the trophy out of his hand. It's always been that way, and it's always going to be that way with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Dang.
Can't dispute anything you just said, bro.
Yeah, that's all. I can't deny any of that stuff. So let's look at these coaching. Like I said.
Oh no. We got a drum roll, please.
Oh yeah, the reveal.
Okay, hold on. Y'all hold your horses. I got something for you.
Oh, you got graphics out.
He didn't win.
I remember back in 2006. It was when I first became a Dallas Cowboys fan. I had rooted for the Redskins for a few years. I hadn't really been much into football up until that point, to be honest. I had just relocated to the DMV with my family in like 98, 99. Wasn't a big fan of football until I got there. And, when I moved there, I was like, well, if I'm going to watch football, I might as well have a team to root for. And so the Redskins became that team. God, what a mistake that was. And this was after all the dumb stuff that had happened, leading up to that point. All the free agent signings, trading away Champ Bailey, signing Albert Haynesworth, just stupid stuff, man. Signing Bruce Smith, outside of his prime. Saw that dumb stuff. And so when they ended up not being able to beat the Bills that particular game, to honor Sean Taylor, honor his memory, that was enough for me. Right when I made that decision, one of my coworkers at the time, he was a big Dallas Cowboys fan. He was like, hey, why don't you come on over to the dark side and become a Cowboys fan? And on first thought, I was like, why would I do that? But then I thought about it. I was like, well, everybody I know is a Redskins fan, and so I'm never one that's a stranger to stirring the pot around my constituents. And so all that being said, I was like, yeah, all right, why not? Lived through the Parcells years. They went on to hire Wade Phillips. That was a disaster. They went on to hire Jason Garrett. That was a disaster. And I was like, wow, where they really gotta go. They really gotta go a different direction. Jerry has to go in a different direction after Jason Garrett to get an authoritarian in there, that's going to stir things up and change the direction of the franchise. No. So, yeah, we get stuck with Mike McCarthy, and what would you know? 3 straight 12-5 seasons. This is his 4th year, 3 straight 12-5 seasons, and year after year, man. And it through Wade, through Jason Garrett, and now through Mike McCarthy, it's just been the same thing over and over and over and over again. Just getting out coached, man, by superior coaches, and just and it's not all on him. Dan Quinn, turning his defense into regular season darlings based on turnovers and not philosophy, not an identity, not instilling an identity in defense. Yeah, man, all of that led into my decision to just be like, screw it. I can't do it anymore. I refuse to watch a team, another season that's going to probably win another 12, 13, possibly even 14 games, and then get to the playoffs just to flounder. And, in years past, it's been to the 49ers. But this year was to a 7 seed. The Green Bay Packers. But it just goes to show you it's not about the seeding, and it's not about the talent of the team so much as it is who you have standing on those sidelines. And at the end of the day, that's where it matters the most. And I'm fully confident that Jerry Jones is either going to bring back Mike McCarthy, or he's going to hire another yes man, another puppet. So one might ask, who are you going to go with? Are you going to bandwagon on somebody else's team? No, I'm not picking anybody that's been winning. Not picking anybody that's currently in the playoffs. Not picking anybody who has an established coach and all that stuff. No. I'm starting over. I'm hitting the reset button. I'm doing it with a team that does not currently have a head coach. Doing it with a team that has never won a Super Bowl. I'm doing it with a team who has a bunch of young budding talent. So today, on Tuesday, January 16th, I'm pledging my allegiance to the Atlanta Falcons. So one might ask, why the Falcons? Why not the Falcons? I wanted to choose a team. Number one, that wasn't in the playoffs this year. Hadn't been in the playoffs in a couple years. That was number one. Number two, I wanted a team that had good, stable ownership, and a team that had the proper football structure of having an owner, and as well as a general manager. Third reason, I wanted to choose a team that had a bunch of nice, young, budding talent, and a team that knows how to draft. And the Atlanta Falcons have hit on more draft picks in the past and here recently more than they haven't. And so that was the third reason. The fourth and final reason, I wanted a team that was looking for a fresh start at head coach. And I know Arthur Blank, he has money. Money's not going to be an issue, bringing in whoever he wants to bring in. So yeah, here I am, here on Tuesday, January 16th. I'm ready to rock with the Atlanta Falcons, baby. Dirty Birds, rise up. Let's go.
So you just went from one controversy to the next another controversy?
I can't avoid it.
You just put yourself in right competition with this man right here.
It's not personal.
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Well,
So
you be their first real fan?
You gonna get some of the wings? You gonna get some of the wings?
Nah, I can't go there. Okay. Allegations.
They got a quarterback. They got a quarterback.
I know. And who better to start over with a new head coach and Jaden Daniels? God, I'm praying he falls to 8.
No, he not.
No.
He going top 5.
He going top 5.
Two or
So
three.
he's not getting past the Patriots.
Nah, player. He ain't getting past the Patriots. Nah.
Look.
Let me tell you something right now. If he gets past,
might win.
nah, they're gonna get Drake May. They're gonna take Drake May.
Yeah.
Nah.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, 1 and 2. I don't know which order they're going to go in.
Now if they trade, no, they're gonna probably. Chicago's probably going to take Williams and keep Justin Fields because how stupid that organization runs. But nah. Damn. Woo.
This dude here, boy.
Yeah, I swear to God.
I need me a drink up in this mother.
But here's the problem with the front office, though. And this is why I feel sorry for the brother. When Hoodie comes over, Hoodie running the show.
Yeah, but my thing is, if Hoodie comes, I don't know that they. I feel like either Rich McKay, the CEO, or Terry Fontenot. I feel like either one of them is gone.
Probably Fontenot.
Probably Fontenot.
Yeah.
Probably Fontenot. And the same. And they interviewed. They also interviewed Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
Yeah. So if Harbaugh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Fontenot's gone, he coming to Denver, which I originally wanted. But yeah,
boy.
I wanted to, and I said it in the video, like y'all like I did that, right? But
it lets me know that you can do intros now on the start of the pod. We need to start doing now. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know you could do that. Now I know.
With that big StreamYard logo up there.
Hey, I don't care. That was. You can do intro, sir. You're gonna start doing the intro.
But yeah, like I don't really. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't have a preference at head coach because I do. Belichick is not my first choice. I'd rather have Harbaugh.
Woo!
I would rather have Harbaugh.
Let me tell you something right now. I said this to a friend of mine who's a Commander fan. I was like, if Harbaugh came to the Commanders, he's by far the best coach in the division.
Yeah.
And both of y'all have, you're no longer a Cowboys fan, but Sean Ruiz, you know how when the players come into the draft, them offensive linemen, them defensive linemen, they're gonna play.
Except for the kid that Dallas drafted last year. God, now I can't even think of his name.
I blame the system.
The one tech, the nose tackle.
Oh yeah,
Mozzie Smith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was a complete bust for Dallas.
Is it probably the system that they run?
It's Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what they did. When Mozzie Smith got drafted, they drafted him as a 340-pound nose tackle, 340-pound one tech to clog up the middle, to play with Jonathan Hankins, to clog up the middle and stop the run. Why did they make him lose 30 pounds?
Oh,
yeah.
So
Dan Quinn made him lose 30 pounds.
Yes, because Dan Quinn wants speed. He wants speed. He thinks, even though the team that the defense that he had in Seattle wasn't. Yeah, they were fast, but they had some monsters up front.
Yeah,
But Atlanta, remember those defenses? Atlanta. I still remember the Hard Knocks, and them dudes were soft.
Yeah,
they were soft. Man. They were soft.
Yep.
And that's why I didn't want him to be our head coach, because I just like, he is soft. I don't have a problem with a retread. Like Mike Vrabel, I still think he needs to wait a year, but I think he's going to be a good coach. You know, I still think Brian Flores is going to be a good coach.
Yeah, I think Vrabel ends up in DC.
Nah, they got Ben. They're going to get Ben Johnson. From everything what they saying, the search was never legit. They already had them and Peters already had something cooked up weeks ago. Well, I think they're the same thing with Ben Johnson.
It makes sense. I mean, you're getting ready to draft a franchise quarterback, and you know who better to now.
I don't like his play calling.
Now, and see that exactly. At play calling wise, I'm going Bobby Slowick in Houston.
That's who I was thinking.
Coordinator in Houston.
You know what tree he falls from.
Yep.
And he knows both offense and defense because his daddy actually called Shanahan his job in Denver because Shanahan kept using his daddy, but he knows both. He's just like Raheem Morris, knows offense and defense. Yeah. Yeah. I think Ben Johnson is going to be terrible because that offensive line in Detroit is a monster. And yeah, he want to throw the ball all the damn time. I love I'm gonna say Brown. I love them since I saw that HBO Real Sports thing on him and his family. The alternative balls, ball family. I loved it, but they throw the ball too much for me.
Yeah, and the thing about it is they have David Montgomery and Jahmyr
Gibbs. Yeah.
What are you doing?
They got Penny Sewell. They got Decker. They got a line that wants to mash.
Frank Ragnow. I mean, who better face masher in the league than Frank Ragnow?
I don't understand.
I'm gonna tell you now. Every offensive lineman, and I found this out when I was in high school playing running back. Every offensive lineman hates pass protection because they don't know where the defender's coming from. They love to run. They love to run the ball because they know where they're going.
Exactly.
They always say that they rather go forward than backwards.
Exactly.
So I just don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, their defense is going to probably stop them from advancing, but I don't like these dudes who like to throw all the time, and it's like you can just punch them.
I tell you one thing
in the mouth.
Go ahead, Sean.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why a lot of these teams like to throw the ball, man, because we as fans don't want to see a defensive game where the score is 9-6. We want to see the scoreboard lit up. We want to see spectacular plays.
The LA Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, everyone under that Shanahan tree, the Cincinnati Bengals run some of the best running design concept plays, and if they hit right, they can be exciting.
True.
So I don't understand this. I really don't, but whatever.
Yeah.
So Brandon's an Atlanta Falcons. You got to clip that up. I need a short out of that. That need to be a short. That need to be a short player.
Of all teams.
I know.
I was thinking about that. And Kennedy, you actually said it like that night. You was like, Brandon's gonna end up with the Falcons.
Hey B, look. Hey B, this is how I felt when you said that mess, man. If you see a look on my face, I felt.
No, I did. I was watching you.
I felt like that guy in the old black and white that he gets hit with the cannonball in the stomach and he see all the blubber just. That's what I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Because in my mind, I was like, "There's no way in hell." At first, I was like, "There's no way. It's not going to be the Panthers." Now with that on it. Not with that on it. Now with that on it. Now with not that one on it. Then I went back to Cincinnati. It was like Cincinnati.
I thought about Cincinnati, but I just it didn't fit my criteria. They didn't fit my criteria. Even in reviewing the teams that I sent y'all, I thought about it. I was like, nah. I need to really like reset. Who is somebody enticing in the league that that's ready to reset? It's some big fish coaches out here, and all the rumors are Arthur Blank is ready to swing big on a coach. He's 81. He's ready to win.
Got that Walmart. He got that Home Depot money.
Home Depot money. Yeah, he's ready to swing big, and he's ready to make a statement because he hired Arthur Smith, and we all seen how that turned out.
This is why I hated it from the start, because I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to do what Detroit did.
Yeah.
They were trying to pair up a coach with a what's name, and I'm just like, that dude was born on third base. He don't got the struggle in him.
Yeah.
And look, I'm gonna tell you,
he got.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
What's name started as a PR dude, the GM for the Detroit, worked his way up. Same thing with Fontenot, worked his way up. Arthur Smith didn't work. Nah, man.
I'm gonna tell you something, B. That first game between the Saints and the Falcons is gonna be a
hey.
Look, after what the Saints did to him that last game, you instead of taking the knee, you score a touchdown with a minute.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But look, back to Arthur Smith briefly. The thing about him was he wasn't all that at Tennessee as an OC.
No.
He had Derrick Henry. He had a cheat code. He had Derrick Henry in his prime.
Yeah.
He had a cheat code with a good offensive line.
I remember when they broke. It was what's the name of the quarterback? The Hawaiian dude.
Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota. They played in Denver. They broke him. And that's when they brought in Tannehill. And Tannehill was a steady hand from his up and down play, and that's why they looked good. But it was just that, he was just a game manager. And all of a sudden, he was a hot coach. You had AJ Brown, you had prime Derrick Henry, you had that line, and you still couldn't. I mean, I was like, what are y'all doing? You know who's another person like that? I'm just gonna say Mike McDonald. I don't think he's that good.
You think so?
Look, he was Michigan's defensive coordinator in 2011. 2021. I thought he was good. I was mad that he went back to the Ravens, but Jesse Minter is way better than him. That's why I think if Mike McDonald gets it, now we're talking about coaches. If Mike McDonald gets a head coaching job, Jesse Minter is going to be his defense coordinator.
So let me ask y'all this: just circling back to the Lions. So neither coordinator would be my first, second, or third choice for head coach. But of both coordinators, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, which one do you think would be more successful in a head coaching role?
Oh, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I would lean more towards Ben versus Aaron Glenn. Yeah.
I think Aaron needs to go back to a position coach and then get that up. I think his schemes just leave it. Like I'm looking at the line, and it's just they got some killers up there, but they're not doing it. And
it's for me with the Lions defense, man. It's like the second half of the games, the Lions defense. I don't know if they're out of place or they're waiting for their offense to win the game for them. But their defense look like they're out of place in the second half of games.
Yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if they get eliminated that Campbell tried to scoop up home state Minter, because the thing that going back to Marvin Harrison Jr. said that Michigan threw stuff at him that he never saw before.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same thing with Alabama. Alabama was like, because they're running an NFL defense.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of teams are going to want that. And so if you look at your offense and go, okay, we're there. Like, I honestly believe Ben Johnson Lee, whoever they promote, will run the ball more, and they're gonna be a problem.
Yeah. The only reason why, and I say to that question, I say Aaron Glenn, but the only reason why is he strikes me as more of a player's coach.
Yeah.
Than Ben Johnson, and that's like, outside of your like elite, your cream of the crop coaches like Belichick and Harbaugh, like that's what the league is trending towards. It's trending towards these younger, more relatable player coaches, and it's we love to point out Detroit's defense, but what does this man have to work with really, besides Aiden Hutchinson?
Nah,
it's really he really doesn't have any tools. He doesn't have any toys to play with. And so that they're at least respectable, I think, kind of speaks to the job that he's done. Now, it ain't been a good job, but that's just me.
But going back to Arthur Smith and all these coaches getting fired and everything like that. This is why I said that the NFL is mediocre. It's mediocre because these kids are jumping in a portal. They're not getting good coaching. They're jumping from, just trying to find a spot. And then they come into the NFL, and the scheme they have only lasts for a year or two.
Yeah.
Because the coach get fired. And it's just like we're hurting the process of learning for these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're not getting good football.
Yeah.
And K-Man, you're right, but you have to understand the landscape and what times we're in right now. I get what you're saying, but, and I'll say it again, it's about money. These players are jumping through the portal to get the best position on a good team and to get more TV rights to be seen on TV, to be seen by these scouts, which in turn can equal more money, which can in turn better help their family. That's what this portal thing is about, because you got big time players jumping from one big time program to another, and it's all about exposure, being on TV. Okay, if I can go to the Big Ten, I know every Saturday I'm going to be on TV, probably a big time game. Let me show out and show these scouts, and it's about exposure. And like I said, that the transfer portal is open. It's like free agency in the NFL.
Yeah. My beef is more with the pro side than the college side. The issue I'm really having is these owners be going after these hot names, and they're not going after teachers. They're not going after leaders. And they're just going after these hot names because you think they're hot, and you're also trying to beat somebody else out. And then you realize that this person is crap. And then you got to retool your whole system. And this is the issue I'm having with, Desmond Ridder was not a good quarterback and not a good draft. But maybe if he had better coaching. And you see what Bryce Young has had to go through. And so this is the issue I'm having. And this is where the mediocrity is happening in the NFL. It's with the constant turnover with these coaches.
Yeah.
It's just, and so you got to bring in a new scheme. It's really annoying.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, in doing my homework early on the Falcons, going back and watching a few games, I really didn't see a bad quarterback in Ridder. He had potential. Like he had potential. He didn't have enough weapons for one. He had Drake London and Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts. Okay. Yeah. He doesn't have a number two. They don't have a number two right now as it stands. And as far as like a second tight end to take some of the pressure off of Pitts, no, they don't have it. They don't have it. So this upcoming draft is going to be super important, whether they take a quarterback early or whether they go grab a veteran. Now, I feel like if they get either Belichick or Harbaugh, I feel like they're going to go the veteran route because, well, especially Belichick. Harbaugh, he will probably take a quarterback. He may even take his own quarterback. He may even take JJ McCarthy.
He might turn Ridder into Kaepernick.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, I feel like, well, let me say this: Belichick is getting a second interview this weekend, and so
I think it's always his job. It's always been his job.
Yeah, there was one name. There was one name that was floated around Atlanta as soon as it got out that Belichick wasn't going back to New England. There was one name, there was one team, and that was the Falcons. And that really it had less to do with my decision than you might think, because I'm more on the side of kind of going younger outside of Harbaugh, like just getting younger, like Bobby Slowick, that poaching off of that Shanahan tree. Belichick, he's older.
You're gonna get the band back together.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't put the best staff together in
didn't.
New England.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have Bob as your offensive coordinator, or Doofus.
Yeah. Now, I don't think he gives Bob a second chance.
No. He's gonna pick up Doofus because Doofus has always worked for him.
When you say Doofus, who are you talking about?
Josh McDaniels.
I knew you were gonna
I don't
say
mind Josh McDaniels as a coordinator. It's a coach.
He's a coordinator.
It's in a head coaching role that he stinks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Either way, I'm just happy to be starting fresh. Happy to be starting fresh. Sean, what it do?
What it do? As we say in New Orleans, one of our terms, bruh.
Bruh.
All right, man. Come on, let's get to these picks because I want to hear what y'all say about these picks.
All right.
Look. I out of spite, I was gonna start with B, but I'm gonna start with K-Man out of spite.
Alrighty.
So K-Man.
We already starting up.
The Texans at the Ravens, K-Man.
I'm taking the Ravens. This is a payback for earlier in the season when they dropped that.
Yeah, buddy. I think I picked the Ravens myself. I think the Texans, I don't know what they're gonna do with Dookie. So I don't know. Who you taking, B?
Yeah, I got the Ravens. I love what Stroud did, what CJ Stroud did in the wild card round, but you going on the road in the cold, halfway across the country.
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold this weekend up here, boy.
In a hostile environment, going up against a bunch of dogs.
And
it
B,
ain't gonna go well.
Hey, look, B, they calling for snow to start early this morning. going in tomorrow morning.
Yeah. It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well for the Texans.
Yeah, but look, I'm going to say this: Stroud made strides this under D'Amico Ryans. So
put that on a shirt. Stroud made strides.
I thought you were going for a minute. I thought you were going to pick the Texans.
No,
then I was like, owner, no.
Never.
Here's my thing about this game. I want to see a good game. I want to see two African American quarterbacks go at it. But I'm rooting for the Ravens because I want the Ravens to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans make it a close game.
I would. Given the circumstances, given the weather, and just given that it's the divisional round, you getting the Ravens off a 2 weeks rest.
And B, look, I'm the one who brought up all the snow and all that crap. You made a good point about the weather because the Texans are kind of like a dome team. Mm-hmm. They're going to be out in the elements. Mm-hmm. And look, we saw what happened to the Dolphins when they were playing up in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, but see, and here's the thing, and then we can move on to the next one. The Ravens do what the Texans are not that good at. The Ravens will run it down your throat until they can't anymore.
Yep.
They're not going to throw the ball all over the yard like Joe Flacco was trying to do. And so they're going to get mauled.
That's a Harbaugh's family staple, isn't it? What you think? Run the ball.
They understand what it takes to win in the postseason.
Yeah.
All right, B. Look, since you didn't change, you might have a different perspective on this game. Packers at the 49ers, B.
The 49ers. Look, let's not get caught up in Super Wild Card weekend. Jordan Love almost having a perfect passer rating. Listen, you caught playoff Dallas.
Hey B, so wait a minute. No love for Love?
No. I like him, dude. He's a stud. He's a stud. Mm-hmm. But let's not kid ourselves. You getting San Fran on 2 weeks rest at home, a healthy, or I wouldn't say healthy, a healthier Christian McCaffrey and a Brock Purdy who you know, the last time his name was in the headlines, he was getting dominated by the Ravens. He's gonna be ready for get back.
That game.
So you don't think Kyle Shanahan's gonna come out in his bag?
Oh yeah, you know that. Well, you know that. Who you got, K-Man?
I got the 49ers. As good as Matt LaFleur has been as a head coach, he has a problem facing Kyle Shanahan. He has a problem facing Kyle Shanahan. But the future is bright. Like, you know, it was 3 dudes, you know, who said that, like, yeah, just, you know, give this Jordan Love kid some time and his own weapons and tailor the offense towards him.
Look, this might be the new rivalry in the NFC because one, all them on the same coaching staff.
Yeah,
in DC and in Atlanta and in San Francisco.
Yep.
Oh boy, yeah, buddy. All right, K-Man. Bucks at the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah, that's what I took as well, man. I don't see Baker Mayfield, but you never know. Baker might go out there and surprise us, man. You never know.
Look, I was trying to find this GIF when that game was on the Eagles and the Buccaneers. I was trying to find that GIF where it says, "Y'all want to see a dead body?" Them dudes are dead. They are so dead. They just wanted the season to be over with.
Yeah.
That's, exactly. They and I think I told you, they stopped playing.
Yeah.
They just stopped playing.
Somebody called them frauds when they were 10-1. Somebody.
And look. I remember the 2014 Broncos. They looked good. They played well, but towards the end, it just wasn't that Super Bowl hangover, man. It happens.
Hey B, that give you used last night when I sent you the record of OKC, and you said, you know, we don't believe you, right? You should have did that one with the Eagles, man.
I'm also trying to find the Jay. We don't believe you. You need more people. I just don't buy you.
Oh man, you know we don't believe you, right? I said, yeah. All right, B, who you taking, B?
I had a harder time picking this game than I thought I would. I'm taking the Lions.
Ooh.
And I think this game is Todd Bowles against Ben Johnson. Two guys who are relatively good at what they do. Now, I will say this. The Lions like to get the ball out quick. Todd Bowles like to blitz. If the Lions can hit on these quick slants, on these hitches, and catch Todd Bowles with his pants down, this game's gonna get out of hand.
And to that point, B, your boy St. Brown might have a big game. If he can do that, he gonna have a big game.
Now, I'll say this also to that. The Buccaneers have a very, very, very physical secondary who likes to come up and press the snot out of you. That's going to factor in on these quick throws too.
Also, I bet you if Johnson's seeing Bowles blitzing, watch for Jahmyr Gibbs out the backfield on screen passes. Because with everybody rush up the field, just dump it off to him, my man he probably can take it to the house.
I mean, yeah, but
this is a game where you shouldn't throw it all the time. You should be trying to run it. It's going to be a tough slog against Vita Vea in that line, but I would try it. I would try it.
They got to attack the edges.
Yeah,
they got to attack the edges. They got to attack the edges. The way you neutralize somebody like Shaq Barrett and Devin White, you got to run at them. You got to run right at them. Take that big physical offensive line and run right at them.
Yeah.
That might be the key. But we'll see. I'd be Chiefs at the Bills.
I got the Bills.
Yeah, that's what I picked too, man.
Yeah. All throughout the season, we were, we talked about how, the Bills were schizophrenic. They seem to have gotten it together because they are committed to running the ball. They are finally, we said it all along. If they commit to running the ball, they will be a problem.
That's
they
Joe
were
Brady,
for too long. They were trying to be cute. They were trying to let Josh Allen throw the ball all over the yard.
Mm-hmm.
They found out, hey, we got a turnover-prone quarterback. Let's keep the ball on the ground a little bit more to mitigate some of those turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a great offensive line to do it. So
that's all you got. That's all you got to do, B.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's cute. I love that word because that's the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Boy, who saw that coming?
Who you got, K-Man?
I got the Bills. I got the Bills. I think I know the NFL wants her in the Super Bowl. I know the owner was just on like that Jim Cramer show talking about our fan base has really grown because of her. I'm like, here we go with that. But I think Buffalo is going to win this game. If it's cold here in this area, you know how cold it is going to be Buffalo. I know it's cold in Kansas City. I know it's cold, but they were at home. Now they're going to play on the road.
Right. Hey, look, I don't know if y'all noticed what I thought was hilarious when the Bills were playing. Every time the Bills scored a touchdown, did y'all see what the fans were doing in the stands, right?
Yeah.
Bama was having a snowball fight. People were just having snowball.
Yeah.
You know, they were sliding down to their if you like on the lower because it was so cold over there.
Yeah.
You can't walk down the steps. You had to slide down.
Right. Yeah. And that's like the dopest thing about that though was that there were no assigned tickets for that game.
No, exactly.
Yeah, everybody
get it where you fit it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll say this one more thing. There's been a lot of talk about Kansas City's defense. You know, Chris Jones, Ladarius Sneed, whatever his name is, Sneed. Those are two dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Two dogs. I don't trust everybody else on that defense.
Nope.
Especially when it comes to stopping the run because they're small.
I think what's the name? I like the coordinator. But yeah, I just you want to get Josh Allen not to do Josh Allen things, and
that's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key, man. That is the freaking key right there, man. Like B said, if the Bills run the ball, they can chew up the clock. You score touchdowns, let your defense play a little defense, get the ball back, run the ball, score some points. If you can consistently do that through 4 quarters, the Bills should win the game like they did the last game.
Yeah,
they let Delvin Cook go. I'm sorry,
yeah.
James Cook.
James Cook, yeah. When these teams meet in the playoffs, they never disappoint, right? And so I think it's going to be a really good back and forth game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a good back and forth game. It's going to come down to one quarterback making an uncharacteristic mistake down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for Josh Allen, it's characteristics.
But you get what I'm alluding to, right?
Yeah.
I think that magic is going to come to an end in the 4th quarter in Buffalo.
I see it as the defense is making a blown play or blown coverage, and somebody's wide open for a touchdown or 2. That's what I see. I see a defense as being out of place, and somehow somebody's open.
Yeah, the only thing that gives me pause with Buffalo is can you count on the receivers behind Stephon?
Yeah,
because Steve Spagnuolo he's gonna take Stephon out of the game.
Yeah,
well,
he's gonna send Sneed all over the field. Wherever Stephon goes, that's where Sneed is going.
Here's the thing. To that point, the other 2 guys stepped up in the last game, Hardy and Shakir. Those 2 dudes, if they're going to do what you say they're going to do to your boy Diggs, those 2 guys got to step up. Also, you got to think, the Bills got 2 good tight ends.
When they want to show up.
I'm not worried about Kincaid. It's Knox that I'm worried about. Because you heard his name called during the Steelers game. He's liable to go 3 months without you hearing from him again. I mean, and the thing about it is the dude's talented. He just checks out. He just checks out. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Amari Cooper when he was with Dallas. He'll be great for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then you don't hear from him for like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. All the time in the world.
That's how I felt about Diggs, man, because he was complaining about not getting the ball, and I'm looking and I'm like, dude, you the number one, so you're going to get probably double coverage. You're going to have a corner on you. Then when you start crossing the field, your safety is going to be right there. So it doesn't make sense for them to try to force you the ball.
Yeah.
Possibly the ball get tipped in this interception.
And then you get mad, and then want to leave the game and don't want to talk to nobody, and you kind of alluding to the quarterback. It's like, well, dude, you're whining that you want the ball. Like,
yeah. And I think Kansas City is going to try to keep a safety over the top of Stephon to mitigate the big play.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also going to roll coverage, I think, that way. Whatever side of the field he's on, they're going to roll coverage that way. The key for Buffalo is going to be to run to the opposite side that they're rolling coverage to. Kansas City, they're because they have Chris Jones, they're no strangers to showing you a weak box every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Mike McDaniel messed up. He tried to be cute and run this 4-3 offense, and it got shut down. You can't take that into -7 degrees in Kansas and expect it to work.
And that's my issue with him, is that you're from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
You were his ball boy. But why do you always want to look pretty? That man, your mentor, yeah, he looked pretty here and there, but I just want to take your soul.
Do you understand how dangerous that offense would be if they would commit to running the ball?
Now I know they had like injuries galore on that offensive line. I understand it. But you have the run concepts. You have the line, and you got
most
the
of
running
the
backs. Like, come on, man.
Two of the fastest running backs in the league.
Yeah. Yep.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the Chiefs are gonna, like you said, have a safety over the top. And when depending on which way those tight ends go, they might drop one lineman might drop in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to try to force Josh Allen to be accurate with his throws. But that's one thing I don't trust, B. That's why I say if they run the ball, it's better for them, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think you're gonna see a lot of man defense from Kansas City because of the weapons that Buffalo has.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way to counter a man defense? You run on them.
Mm-hmm. Right up the middle.
Run on them.
Right up the middle.
Hit them in the mouth. Hit them right in the mouth.
That's what they got to do. Fire off the ball, run that joint between the tackles, because your boy Cook can find them holes and get through them holes.
Yeah. His only thing is just holding on to the ball, but yeah.
Because I need another video. I need the internet to give me another video of Mahomes on the sideline. I'm here.
Here.
I'm here.
Here.
I'm here.
Here. Here.
You know, it'd be good if somebody do that. Replace his face with Kermit the Frog, man.
I mean,
hey, give the internet time. The internet is undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, all right, fella.
It's been one for the books.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one for the books, man. B did his reveal, man, and good style, good fashion, bro. Yeah, we gonna have some conversations this season, man.
Oh, the group chat is gonna be very, very spicy in September. Very, very spicy.
Oh man. And look, and B, so you know, this rivalry, man.
Mm-hmm.
My Saints can lose every game as long as we beat the Falcons twice. Our season is made. So you know, bro.
I get it.
And look, I'm gonna tell you, Atlanta has so many people from the New Orleans area, man. It's ridiculous, man.
Oh, Katrina.
My God. No, I'm talking about before Katrina.
Oh, okay.
It was like in the early to mid '80s. A lot of people were leaving New Orleans when Atlanta was just building up. A lot of people left New Orleans for jobs in Atlanta because they paid more. So, but yeah. Oh man. Ooh, all right, fellas. Let me get out of here, man. I need me a drink anyway. God.
I drove to do the drinking.
Hold on, man. Hold on. God dang it.
Tom Quillian.
No, Baca.
And look, it was signed.
Oh man, he breaking open the sign bottle. I really messed up.
Oh, God.
Oh wait, you see how he was moving that around? I think it's empty.
Yeah.
I think it's empty already.
Gotta get another one.
Look, I jumped empty about 8 years ago.
Oh man.
All right, man.
All
I'll
right,
holler
man.
at y'all, man.
All right.
Y'all be easy.
Take it
Peace.
easy.
Yep.
Deuces. All right.